the 6-month plan to change your life and earnings. Mindset Academy audiobooks written and posted. Part 1. The decision that changes everything. Money is not the starting point of transformation. It begins with a decision. In half a year, your life may change absolutely. Your income can increase. Your confidence can rise. Your habits can strengthen. Your environment can shift. However, none of that begins with strategies. It begins with one line in the sand. Most people drift. They are waking up, responding to messages, going to work and scrolling, complaining, sleeping, repeating. Weeks become months. Months become years. And one day they see there really is nothing changed. But 6 months is time to get yourself together again, and not too long to remain desperate. 6 months is 26 weeks. 26 weeks is 182 days. 182 days is 4,368 hours. In case they spend even 2 of their time per day on it, and it is directed and purposeful, it is more than 360 hours of self-investment. That is enough to learn a high-value skill, launch a small service, become more financially literate, rebuild your body and energy, change your way of thinking into a producer, increase your sources of income. But strategy comes after identity. You're not trying to improve. You are reconstructing yourself. The 6-month identity shift. Income follows identity. And think like somebody who avoids discomfort, seeks quick dopamine, delays difficult work, spends before investing, consumes more than creates. Then no strategy will stick. Within the following 6 months, you will change. Passive, proactive, reactive, strategic, consumer, producer, employee-only mentality - value creator mentality, scarcity, resourcefulness. This is not hype. It is structure, the real story of income growth. Your income increases when your value increases, your skills increase, your visibility increases, your performance is made regular. Not when you hope, not when you wish, not when you wait. With 6 months, it will be possible to upgrade at least one of those variables dramatically. And as the one moves, so do income. The 3 levels of personal transformation. We do foundation before we discuss money. Level 1, control your time. You cannot control your future in case of you not being able to control your hours. Audit your day. What are the number of productive hours? How many go scrolling away? How many go down in complaint? 6 months treat time as capital. The first type of investment account is time. Level 2, control your focus. Distraction is expensive. Any notification is a discontinuity. Any distractor is a postponement to income for 6 months. Deep work is now the order of the day. Multitasking disappears. Deliberate work blocks are not negotiated. Focus is force. Level 3, manage money behaviors. Learn to control what you earn before earning more. Track every expense, every subscription, every impulse purchase. Clarity creates control. The 6-month rule. Here is the simple rule. For the next 6 months, no excuses, no emotional quitting, no waiting for motivation, no lifestyle inflation, only structured growth. You are not pursuing mood, you are gaining momentum. What happens in 30 days? In 30 days, your discipline increases, your sleep improves, your focus sharpens, your confidence rises. Others will not notice yet, but you will. What happens in 90 days? At 90 days, skills compound, opportunities appear, you think better, tolerance of laziness decreases, momentum becomes visible. What happens in 180 days? At 180 days, you are not the same person any longer. Your earning power is increased. The routines turn into the norm. Standards are permanently elevated. A 6-month period of intense training alters your baseline. And when you start up at the bottom, you never come down. The discipline contract. at this instant form of private contract. I will make it a duty to be more valuable than ever before the next 6 months. Not busy, valuable. It is the market which pays value. Ask yourself, what problem can I solve? What skill can I master? What service can I offer? What result can I deliver? A usefulness will be rewarded with income. Your first assignment. Today, write your monthly income at this point in time. Write your targeted income after 6 months. Write down one of the skills that might assist you to bridge the gap. Block 2 HRS a day in skill development. No perfection, just structure. The hard truth. There will be doubt, fatigue, resistance, fear of failure. 6 months is not too long to put up with misery, and time enough to rewrite your course. The majority of the population will never work long enough to achieve an outcome. You will. This is not a motivational experiment. It is a regulated window of transformation. 6 months from now, you can go on explaining why nothing changed. Or you may be telling how all it was. The clock is already running. Part 2, Designing the New You, Skill Structure and Strategy. During the initial stage, you were the one who made the decision. Now we build the structure. Unstructured desire dies away. A systemless motivation is a failure. An ambition that lacks talent leads to frustration. In case you're going to increase your income after 6 months, it will not be possible as you're going to work harder. It will occur as you will be more valuable in a quantifiable manner. When you take it in a strategic manner, income growth will be predictable. This section is concerning the construction of such a strategy. The value equation. Your income is determined by skill times implementation times visibility times leverage. In case any of them is fragile, income remains restricted. The majority of individuals are concentrated on hard work. Effort is not enough. You need direction. Step 1, select one leading skill. 6 months is potent, but only when you are attentive. Do not try to start 3 businesses. Learn 5 skills. Pursue all the trending opportunities. Pick one skill that has real market demand, independent of learning, is able to make revenues remotely or locally, solves a specific problem. Some examples of high-value skills include copywriting, video editing, graphic design, social media management, sales, coding, digital marketing, AI automation setup, high-ticket closing. You can always consult in an area that you are familiar with. You do not need passion. You must have profitability and demand. Competence comes first and then passion. The 180-day skill roadmap divides 6 months into 3 stages. Days 1 to 60. Foundation phase. Learn fundamentals daily. Study 1 to 2 hours minimum. Apply newly learned information right away. Study organized learning rather than haphazard. At this stage, you are bad. You feel slow. You doubt yourself. That is normal. Stay consistent. Days 61 to 120. Competence phase. Start doing real work. Provide low-cost or even free-of-charge services to provide evidence. Collect testimonials. Build a small portfolio. This is the starting point of confidence. You are no longer learning. You are performing. Days 121 to 180. Monetization phase. Increase pricing. Improve quality. Focus on results. Refine efficiency. Achieve repeat customers or infrastructure. And at this time, your income starts to flow. Not magically, but measurably. The turnover of most of the people by the 3rd month, due to the fact that outcomes are not immediate. The initial 60 days are unseen. Effort seems unrecognized. Money does not necessarily increase instantly. Discipline is the thing that draws the line between the serious and the casual. Remember, you are not working on money first. You are building capacity. Capacity creates income. Organize your time like a business person. And when you desire professional earnings, be professional till it comes. Create a daily structure. Morning, adequacy, in-depth learning. Midday, among the key job duties or execution. Evening, field work, scholarship, experimentation. 2 hours of concentration a day equals 14 hours per week, 56 hours per month, 336 hours in 6 months. It is more intentional training than what most of the people make years of. The income gap analysis. Write down current monthly income, target monthly revenue 6 months in advance. Now calculate the gap. Example, current $800, target $2,000, gap $1,200. Now ask, what service or competency would make any rational money at $1,200 per month? Break it down further. If one client pays $300 per month, you need 4 clients. With a sudden jolt, there is a goal specific. Namely, specific goals decrease anxiety. Visibility, the multiplier. Proficiency is not sufficient to generate income. People must know you exist. Begin establishing visibility. Create a simple portfolio. Record your learning experience. Share insights online. Reach out to businesses. Give first, then take the money later. Faith is built by doing. Opportunity is compounded by visibility. The psychology of growth. In the process, you'll encounter imposter syndrome, comparison, fear of rejection, frustration, mental fatigue. This is not a sign to stop. It is an indication that you are growing bigger than your previous being. It experiences instability before becoming powerful. Remove income killers. For 6 months, eliminate excessive entertainment, unnecessary spending, toxic environments, time-draining friendships, late-night scrolling. You are in a focus season. Freedom is long-term due to short-term intensity. The compounding effect. Month 1, you learn. Month 2, you improve. Month 3, you execute. Month 4, you refine. Month 5, you scale. Month 6, you stabilize and grow. Gradual gains made daily are more effective than the bursts of efforts. Do not chase intensity. Chase consistency. Your second assignment. Choose one high-value skill. Outline a 60-day learning plan. Block daily skill hours. Name 10 prospective customers or media. Start before you feel ready. Action creates clarity. Waiting creates doubt. 6 months is not grinding to death. It is concerned with directional, targeted, discipline expansion. You are not wishing to see your income grow. You are engineering it. Part 3. The financial reset. Rewiring your money behavior. It is impossible to trust on a foundation that is broken to build wealth. It does not matter the level of motivation you have. It is not dependent on how strong your new skill would be. Unless your money behavior is disciplined, the growth will escape through invisible holes. Majority of the individual do not have a problem first in terms of income. There's a problem in money management. You have to reset your financial identity before you multiple income, since money goes to authority. The hard truth about income, and with twice your income tomorrow, would you be twice as rich? To the majority of individuals, the answer is no, since expenditure increases with income, lifestyle inflates, impulse increases, comfort rises, and the cycle repeats. In half a year, you do not only want to make more, it is to keep more, grow more, invest more. That will demand a financial reset. Step 1. Face the numbers. Avoidance is expensive. Today, you must calculate your total monthly income, your total monthly expenses, your debt, if any, your savings, your investments. No guessing, no rounding emotionally, no hiding from reality. Clarity removes anxiety. When the numbers are visible, control sets in. The financial audit practice. Create 4 categories. Expenses on survival, rent, food, utilities, transport. Lifestyle costs, subs, recreation, dining out. Expenses of growth, education, tools, investment in the business. Leaks, unplanned purchasing, wasted money. The vast majority of people are appalled at Category 4. Discipline would take 6 months to get rid of financial leaks. Any dollar that is saved is converted to growth capital. Financial discipline rules 6 months. For the next 6 months, no significant unnecessary expenses, no lifestyle upgrades, no emotional spending, no debt accumulation. You are building a launch pad. It is a transient loss towards a lasting promotion. Temporary restraint brings about permanent growth. Reprogramming your money mindset. A great number of them are of opinion when they say, money is hard to make. Rich people are lucky. I'm just not good with money. I will do it better when I make more money. These beliefs limit growth. Replace them with, money responds to value. Skills create income. Discipline builds wealth. I will be able to acquire financial intelligence. What you believe in determines your actions. You act the way you do and get what you get. Build the emergency buffer. Before taking a risky step towards investment, establish stability. The initial financial target of these 6 months. Reduce by at least 1 to 3 months of survival costs. This is not a vacation fund. It is not for gadgets. It is protection. Protection reduces fear. Less fear enhances confidence. Trust enhances performance. Stability fuels risk-taking. The wealth ratio principle. Give purposefully out of every dollar that you earn. A simple starting structure. 50 to 60% survival. 10 to 20% growth. 10 to 20% savings. 10 to 20% investing. Depend on your circumstances. But the principle remains. Every dollar must have a job. Money that has no direction vanishes. Delayed gratification. The psychology of it. Fortune does not make fortunes out of the dramatic victories. It is constructed out of the choices made with a certain control repetition. When you choose, studying instead of amusing, saving over impulse, investing over consumption, you strengthen your future. What is discipline today is tomorrow freedom. Income is a tool, not status. Elements of income should not be confused with identity. You are not your paycheck. You are your capacity. In case there is a decline in income and skill does not decline, you can rebuild. Increase in skill will ultimately result in income. This attitude will ensure stability in the course of growth. Eliminate financial noise. Over the next 6 months, get used to not trying to compare your way of life with others. Minimize exposure to marketing by consumers. Avoid pressurized spending environments. Select circles that contribute to growth. The financial behavior you have is influenced by your surroundings. Choose wisely. From consumer to investor. The largest change of mind that you will make is this. Stop asking, what can I buy? Start asking, what can I build? Any purchase must be subject to questioning. Will this enhance my capacity or reduce my capacity? Assets augment income and future. Liabilities reduce it. 6 months of asset thinking transformation makes a difference. The compounding advantage. When you hone your ability and maintain expenditure, then something strong occurs to you. You create surplus. Surplus becomes investment capital, business capital, security, opportunity. Income is multiplied by opportunities. The emotional side of money. Money triggers emotion, fear, pride, insecurity, excitement. You want to be emotionally neutral. Take decisions that make sense rather than decisions that make you feel good. Track progress weekly. Income, expenses, savings, skill hours invested. Numbers reduce emotion. The 90-day checkpoint. By month 3, you should see better money awareness, reduce impulsive spending, some savings growth, increase skill confidence. If not, adjust immediately. Do not wait till the 6th month to review. 6 months is short. Every week matters. Your 3rd assignment. Give an annual financial audit. Eliminate at least 3 unwarranted costs. Open an investment or growth account. Create an automatic transfer of savings. Check your figures once a week. On Sunday, consistency builds control. Control builds confidence. Trust enlarges. You do not want to make a higher earning and feel unstable 6 months later. You want strength, clarity, momentum, security. Discipline is built by increase in income without discipline. Power is generated by income growth through discipline. You are building power. Part 4, Productivity Mastery. Time to results. You now possess an ability-making orientation. You have started to re-establish your financial habit, but it is all worth nothing when your performance is poor. Intention has no response to income. It responds to output. Productivity controls the output, not busyness, not stress, not laboring at work and leaving nothing done. The real productivity is to be able to turn concentrated time into quantifiable output. You are not attempting to be busy during the next 6 months. You are training to work as an efficient machine. The productivity lie. Majority of us feel that productivity entails waking up early, filling the calendar, multitasking constantly, saying yes to everything. This is wrong. Selectivity is intensity of productivity. It is leaving less out, but doing so in depth. The greatest killer of income in the contemporary world is distraction. All the notifications are withdrawals to the focus account. Any change of context consumes brain power. Any scrolling session makes discipline weak. You are not lacking talent. You are leaking attention. The focus formula. There are 3 pillars of productivity: deep work, energy management, ruthless prioritization. When you get these mastered, you will not have to work more hours to increase your output. Deep work, your competitive advantage. Deep work means constant and intense effort on a productive task. No phone, no multitasking, no social media tabs open. Just focus. After 6 months, assuming that you engage in 2 to 3 hours of deep work a day, you'll be performing at 90% better than most people in your surroundings. Why? Since the majority of the population is unable to concentrate a minimum of 20 minutes without being distracted, exercise your concentration as a muscle. Start with 45-minute blocks. Build to 90-minute sessions. Protect them aggressively. Your income grows in silence. The power of single tasking. It seems effective as multitasking. It is not. It divides a mind and diminishes quality. For the next 6 months, 1 task at a time. Finish before switching. You will notice higher quality work, faster completion, lower stress. Completion builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Design your ideal workday. Structure removes friction. Rather than wake up and say to oneself, "What shall I do today?" You should already know. Here is a simple framework. Morning, serious skills acquisition or money-making activity. Midday, principal duties or work with a client. Evening, studying, revising, skimming performance, strategizing. There should be no day when there is no move towards income. No 0 days. Time is not more important than energy. You do not need more hours. You need better energy. Track, sleep quality, nutrition, exercise, mental clarity. Reduced energy lowers production rate. Efficiency is multiplied by high energy. Basic criteria in 6 months. 7+ hours of sleep. Daily movement, even 20 to 30 minutes. Limited consumption of sugar and junk. Hydration. It is your body that drives your ambition. Burnout is not a way of accumulating wealth. Sustained intensity does. The 3-task rule. Each day choose the 3 most important tasks. Not 12. Not 20. 3. When this is done, the day is a success. This eliminates overwhelm. Transparency eliminates procrastination. Eliminate time wasters. Be honest. What number of hours pass away each day? For 6 months. Ditch redundant social media applications on your phone. Switch off unnecessary notifications. Set screen time limits. Substitute passive amusement with practicing. You have entered into an infallibility period. Sacrifice in the short run brings about long-term leverage. Weekly review system. Every week, ask, what did I accomplish? What generated revenue or development? What wasted time? What must improve next week? Effort drifts without a review. Compounds with improvement through review. 6 months of making corrections weekly changes your course. Build execution confidence. Most individuals are afraid to do anything due to the fear of being flawed. Understand this. Speed beats perfection. Done beats delayed. Identity gets reinforced every project that you complete. You are turning out to be an executor. Execution builds income. Handling burnout. There will be days when motivation disappears. Progress feels slow. Doubt increases. Do not quit. Instead, minimize intensity, not consistency. If you plan 3 hours, do 1. In case you outline 10 tasks, do 3. Maintain streak. It is better to be consistent than be big. The momentum curve. Month 1, you have problems with discipline. Month 2, you adapt to structure. Month 3, you feel control. Month 4, you increase speed. Month 5, you execute confidently. Month 6, you operate at a new baseline. Productivity is not concerned with dramatic effort. It is concerned with sustainable structure. Protect your environment. In case distraction is encouraged in your environment, modify it. Create a clean workspace. Wear noise-canceling headphones in case of necessity. Labor in libraries, silent cafes, or organized places. Make known to family or friends your focus hours. Be respectful of your time schedule. Others will follow. The identity upgrade. Stop saying, I'm trying to be productive. Start saying, I am a person who does not leave what I start. Identity drives behavior. During 6 months, behave as you will be. Even in the case of the uncomfortable, particularly when it is not comfortable. Your 4th assignment. Plug the schedule of tomorrow at night. Schedule 2 hours of deep work. Name the 3 things you consider most important. Eliminate one of your biggest distractions. Do a weekly review on Sundays. The productivity of 6 months is multiplied. Opportunity is multiplied by output. Income is multiplied by opportunity. You are no longer drifting. You are designing. And design creates results. Part 5. Confidence, communication, and strategic positioning. You can have skill. You can have discipline. You can have productivity. However, when you are not able to express value, the income is restricted. Money moves through people. People are the sources of opportunities. Clients pay people. Investors back people. Employers promote people. Your next level does not only involve working hard. It is concerning placing oneself with strength. The confidence delusion. Confidence is not loudness. It is not arrogance. It is not posing as some great knower. True confidence is serene confidence in the potential to get things sorted. It is constructed by preparation, through repetition, small victories on a daily basis. 6 months are spent in the construction of quiet confidence, the type which asks not to be liked. Why communication multiplies income. Suppose there are 2 men equally gifted. One hides behind their work. The other well explicates on the value they offer. Who earns more? Clarity increases trust. Opportunity is enhanced by trust. Income is increased by opportunity. The power with which you can express value is directly proportional to your earning ceiling. Improve your personal image. Online or face-to-face. Query. Do I appear serious? Do I communicate clearly? Do I sound confident? Do I respect my own time? Even basic upgrades can count. Speak slower. Remove filler words. Maintain eye contact. Keep posture strong. Wear according to your place. Professionalism enhances value. The images of value enhance the pricing power. The power of clear messaging. If someone asks, what do you do? In a single sentence, you will be required to answer with confidence. Not vague, not complicated. Clear. For example, instead of, I do marketing stuff, say, I assist small enterprises grow their online sales by means of specific online marketing. Specificity generates authority. Authority attracts income. Networking without desperation. Networking is not begging. It is developing relationships that are founded on value exchange. For the next 6 months, contact individuals in your business every week. Offer insights. Ask intelligent questions. Provide help when possible. Do not seek favors at once. Build familiarity first. Opportunities expand as a result of closeness. The visibility strategy. You do not have to have millions of followers. You require tactical publicity. Start by sharing your learning process on the internet, giving knowledge of your discipline, showing results you achieve, documenting projects, posting on a weekly basis. Credibility is created by consistency. Credibility builds trust. Trust builds income. Rejection is a sieve, not a failure. You will hear, no, not interested, maybe later. Do not internalize it. Mismatches are filtered by rejection. Any no hones your strategy. When you call 50 people and 5 people say yes, then you have won. Success is statistical. Unemotional about results. Stay attached to effort. Increase your in-house standard. Stop tolerating poor communication, weak follow-ups, late responses, half-finished proposals. Behave like one who is earning at your desired level. Skill is not the only determinant of high income. It is about reliability. Reputation is earned by reliability. Reputation builds leverage. Build social proof. Proof increases persuasion. Over the next 6 months, collect testimonials. Document case studies. Document previous and present findings. Save positive feedback. Build a simple portfolio. Decisions become quick when people observe evidence. Pricing without fear. Lots of them undercharge due to lack of insecurity. Price should reflect the value delivered, the problem solved, the outcome achieved. When you contribute to someone to create additional revenue of $5,000, it would be fair to charge you $500. Do not price based on fear. Price based on impact. Confidence is a supporter of pricing power. Upgrade your circle. In case your surrounding scorns an entrepreneurial drive, restrains thought, or stimulates stagnation, progress is hard. For 6 months, associate with more enterprising individuals. Overhear expansionary dialogue. Limit contact with negativity. Energy is contagious. Choose wisely. Habits of communication masters. Daily practice. Read 10 to 20 minutes to increase vocabulary. Speak with proper articulation. Tape your description of your service. Improve writing clarity. Study persuasive language. Effective communicators are better paid. The personal brand shift. As long-term asset, there's your reputation. Ask yourself, what would happen should a person Google my name? Even little gains count. Clean social profiles. Career profile images. Clear bio descriptions. Focus content. You are establishing power stone by stone. Handling imposter syndrome. At some point you will feel, I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. Others are ahead. Understand this. And all begin non-experienced. Belief is an active process, not a passive one. Do the work. Deliver value. Refine as you go. Progress eliminates doubt. Your 5th assignment. Describe, in 1 sentence, in a clear manner what you do. Contact 5 people in your business this week. Enhance your internet presence. Collect 1 testimonial. Daily practice. Explaining your service. Skill is transformed into income through communication. An aptitude without articulation remains obscured. Hidden value earns nothing. You will not just be more competent in 6 months. You will be more visible, more confident, more positioned, and change is hastened by positioning. Part 6. Systems leverage in building income that scales. So far, you have been developing yourself. Your skill is improving. Your discipline is becoming stronger. You are becoming clearer in your communication. Your financial consciousness is increasing. Now we will turn upon effort to leverage, due to the fact that effort does not have limits. You only have 24 hours in a day. You possess a limited amount of energy only. The time limit to income will never be removed. In case you are alone, and income is dependent on time. This section is concerning the elimination of that ceiling, the transition between worker and builder. Workers trade time for money. Even when the builders are not actively working on systems, they develop systems that generate value. These 6 months are not only aimed at earning more. It is to start creating something which works to you, even if small, even if imperfect, even if basic. A system is simply a process that can be repeated over and over again to give a predictable outcome. The reason systems change everything. Without systems, you rely on memory. You depend on motivation. You repeat mistakes. You waste time. With systems, tasks become automatic. Quality becomes consistent. Time becomes protected. Growth becomes scalable. Earners with high earnings do not work hard only. They develop machines that are repeatable. Start with microsystems. Complex automation is not something you need at this point in time. Start simple. Create systems for client onboarding, project execution, content posting, follow-ups, weekly reviews, financial tracking. For example, templates rather than recreating proposals on a case-by-case basis. Track expenses in a single spreadsheet rather than tracking them manually in random fashion. Rather than making guesses about what you're going to do in the morning, have a fixed morning structure. Little systems generate enormous clearness. The force multiplier of automation. Robotization eliminates monotony. Find activities that you do every week and inquire, can this be automated? Examples: online reservations rather than offline ones, automated email responses, theme scheduling websites, recurring billing systems, templates for outreach. Robotization liberates the mind. Strategic thinking is enhanced by mental energy. The first layer of leverage. Leverage has 5 broad categories: skill leverage, media leverage, capital leverage, technology leverage, people leverage. You might not be able to master all 5 in 6 months, but you can begin with 2. Skill plus media. Skill creates value. Media spreads value. When you write about your experience on a regular basis, then your audience becomes your treasure. An audience is made opportunity. Constructing simple income ladder. Build levels instead of depending on a single source. Build levels. Level 1, active income, your service or job. Level 2, semi-leveraged income, digital products, templates, small courses, consulting packages. Level 3, long-term leverage, investments, scalable assets, equity. You do not have to have each level at once, but you need to begin to think outside surviving pay. Survival income holds you together. Freedom is amassed by leveraged income. The power of packaging. You do not often have to learn a new skill. You need better packaging. Sell results and not hours. Sell solutions rather than sell tasks. For example, do not say, "I edit videos." Say, "I assist content creators to engage and retain more audiences by editing their videos in a high-impact manner." Same skill, higher perceived value. Greater positioning generates greater revenue. The weekly CO hour. Take a break of 1 week, once a week. Enter strategy mode. Ask, what is working? What can be improved? What can be automated? What can be delegated? What can be eliminated? This is what makes you stop reacting and begin designing. You are the CEO of your growth. Act like one. Delegation, even on small scale. You do not necessarily have a huge budget. Nonetheless, even minor delegation is important. Examples: outsourcing some menial work, replacing manual work with low-cost tools, trading skills with others. Delegation is not weakness. It is strategic expansion. Spend your time on more important things. Avoid the complexity trap. Do not overbuild too early. Many people try to start wholesale businesses immediately, build complex funnels, create advanced systems. Keep it simple. Income first. Optimization second. Complexity kills momentum. The stability formula. The higher your income, the more you use this rule. Savings must come first, then lifestyle comes afterward. Make investments and then make luxury. Develop expertise and then expand expenditure. This stabilizes growth. Unregulated high growth of incomes is unstable. Planned growth brings about permanent wealth, creating compounding results by harnessing momentum. At the end of the fourth or fifth month, when you have improved skill, increased discipline, strengthened productivity, established trust in communication, created small systems, something will take place to you. Momentum. Momentum refers to the time when work yields its results to the eye. When there is momentum, do not relax. Refine it, strengthen it, protect it. When maintained, momentum builds up. The identity of a builder. At this point, your mind changes. You no longer ask, how do I make quick money? You ask, what do I do to create something sustainable? You're no longer a follower after fads. You consider long-term sustainability. Builders think in years, even during 6 months. Protecting your growth. The higher the income, the more the distractions. Opportunities multiply. Requests grow. Guard your time. Do not say yes to everything. Protect deep work hours. Protect health. Protect focus. Growth should not be accidental. Your 6th assignment. Name 3 tasks which you can systemize. Automate a single process. Create a basic income ladder. Arrange a weekly CEO strategy hour. Delve into a single leverage opportunity. You no longer are earning only. You are building. And builders create freedom. A half year ago, you could have been stumbling. Now you are structured, strategic, intentional. And leverage is what brings growth upon growth. Part 7, Mental Resilience. The discipline to persevere when it get hard. Something significant transpires at this point. The excitement fades. The novelty disappears. The initial drive that sustained you in the first few months even out. There might be visible results, but these might not be up to your expectation yet. This is a critical phase. Since failure does not destroy transformation, it is ruined through inconsistency. It is mental strength that safeguards your development as your mood swings, and emotions will fluctuate. The emotional cycle of development. Any major change proceeds within an emotional cycle. Excitement, effort, doubt, frustration, adaptation, confidence. The majority of them give up at stage 3 or 4, not in that they do not have the capacity, since they attribute discomfort to failure. Being sore is evidence that you are growing. When it becomes difficult, then you are developing. The reality of setbacks. You will face rejected proposals, low-income months, slow client responses, technical problems, personal fatigue, unexpected disturbances in life. None of these mean stop. They mean adjust. Being resilient is not a lack of emotion. It is strategic recovery. The rule of non-emotional decisions. In these 6 months, I want you to promise one thing. On low-energy days, never make big decisions. When you feel discouraged, do not quit. Do not pivot dramatically. Do not abandon the plan. Instead, Rest. Reflect. Review your numbers. Continue small actions. Emotions pass. Structure remains. Identity-based toughness. Stop saying, "This is hard." Start saying, "This is part of the process." Language shapes perception. Perception shapes reaction. Superachievers do not shirk. They expect it. Expectation reduces shock. Stability is enhanced by reduced shock. The chastisement of monotonous drudgery. Success is not dramatic. It is repetitive. Daily deep work. Weekly reviews. Continuous learning. Consistent outreach. Gradual refinement. Disciplined droning beats passion. In case you can repeat simple productive activities within the upcoming 180 days, your life will transform. Most people cannot. You will. Handling comparison. Comparison destroys focus. Someone will always earn more, grow faster, have better connections, launch earlier. Ignore it. You are under a 6 months experimental treatment. Measure only the level of your skills in comparison to month 1. The income of the month when compared to month 1. Your discipline as compared to month 1. Progress is personal. Stay in your lane. The strength of internal validity. When you rely on external approval, then you will feel derailed when it is no longer. Learn to validate yourself. Ask, did I complete my deep work? Did I execute today? Did I improve even slightly? If yes, the day counts. Consistency cultivates self-respect. Respect to self develops confidence that cannot be shaken. The stress management of high performers. With maturity, the pressure builds up. More responsibility. More expectations. More risk. Control stress through structured routines. Regular exercise. Adequate sleep. Scheduled breaks. Clear boundaries. Chaos is a cause of burnout, not working hard. Structure reduces chaos. Reframing failure. Failure is data. If a client rejects you, ask, was my message unclear? Was my pricing misaligned? Did I not address the right audience? Refine. Do not retreat. Each error has an educated price. Teachings become mastery. Build emotional endurance. Mental hardness is developed just as physical strength is developed through controlled stress. Do hard things willingly. Wake up punctually even when you are tired. Whole half-soul work when divided. Send outreach messages in anxiety. Finish projects when bored. Minor daily distress expanses emotional ability. Emotional intelligence facilitates growth in the long term. Protect your vision. In moments of doubt, return to, why did I start? Visualize your increased income, your improved lifestyle, your financial stability, your elevated confidence, your new identity. Vision fuels endurance. In the absence of vision, work becomes futile. Through vision, hard work is meaningful. The 120-day wall. At the 4th month, a lot of individuals reach the plateau. Results slow. Energy dips. Doubt increases. This is normal. It means you no longer have amateur gain. Now you refine. Plateaus are not stops. They are transition points. Push through calmly. The power of micro wins. On difficult days, shrink the target. Then 1 instead of 3 hours of deep work. Send 3 outreach messages instead of 10. As an alternative to quitting, decrease intensity, but be consistent. Momentum must never hit 0. 0 resets discipline. It takes even minor development to maintain identity. Develop a calm mindset. Calmness of thoughts is needed in wealth and change. When challenges appear, pause, breathe, assess logically, respond strategically. Emotional response to the problem hurts the process. Strategic response develops power. Strength through solitude. Sometimes growing up means growing apart. Less partying, less idle conversation, less distraction, more focus, more reflection, more intention. This season will not be forever, but it must be respected. Seclusion now produces growth hereafter. The resilient identity. Now, you are not an experiment anymore. You are now being disciplined. Hardly disciplined individuals never give up when bored. People who are disciplined do not panic when the results slack. Punishing individuals remain stable. Stability is power. Your seventh assignment. Note the 3 difficulties that you encountered recently. Identify the lesson in each. Determine how you would react to them in case they occur. Develop a low-energy strategy on hard days. Revitalize your 6-month vision on paper. Resilience is not dramatic. It is quiet. It is consistent. It is steady. Mental toughness transforms the inside world in 6 months. And as your inner world gets strong, your outer world comes with it. You are not merely boosting the revenues. You are building endurance. And perseverance is a life of success. Part 8. Growing without self-sabotage. You have built discipline. You have improved skill. You have enhanced productivity. You have become tough. Something mighty now starts to occur. Results start showing. Income may increase. Opportunities may expand. Confidence may rise. This is a dangerous phase. Not because growth is bad, but since uncontrolled growth is self-destructive. Many people can start strong. Not many are aware of how to grow without falling under pressure. This section deals with the controlled growth, the hidden danger of progress. When the income starts increasing, it screams in the mind, "You made it." You can relax. You should have something to reward yourself. Be careful. Early complacency kills momentum. 6 months is a period of change, not a season of rejoicing. Expansion must be strategic. Aggressive growth or sustainable growth. Expansion can be of 2 kinds. Emotional expansion. Strategic expansion. Emotional expansion appears as taking on too many clients, increasing lifestyle immediately, saying yes to everything, initiating several new projects. Expansion strategy appears as progressive pricing improvement, scaling systems after refining, deliberately increasing capacity, securing quality as a growing company. Choose strategic growth. Always, the income stabilization rule. In case your income has gone up this month, do not raise costs at once. Instead, strengthen savings, increase investments, improve tools, upgrade skill capacity. The rise in lifestyle should not keep up with the growth of income. This generates financial strength. Hiking prices and being right. The more your competence, the more your price should change. Do not remain at entry-level rates, but increase intelligently. Add more value first. Improve results. Strengthen testimonials. Refine communication. Next, set prices at a slow pace. Knowledge plus evidence equals pricing power. Grow in production without overheating. Growing needs capacity. Capacity needs organization. Ask yourself, is my daily system strong? Are my processes organized? Is my schedule controlled? If yes, the workload can be carefully increased. Otherwise, enhance structure. Enlarging chaos compounds stress. Multiplication of income through scaling systems. Opportunity filtering. The more visible it gets, the more choices one has. Opportunities are not equal. Filter with 3 questions. Is this in my long-term direction? Does it make skills or earning substantial? Does this respect my time? In case the answer to most is in the negative, decline. Saying no protects power. Avoiding ego traps. Ego attempts to dominate as growth occurs. You may feel superior, impatient, overconfident. Stay grounded. Remember, you are still building. 6 months is not mastery, foundation. Chastity maintains long life, creating a network of growth. On this level, upgrade your circle consciously. Seek people slightly ahead of you. strict and organized people, people who value growth. Thinking is shaped through conversations. Thinking shapes action. Action shapes income. Path speed hastens environment. Diversifying smartly. When you have a good income source, you should consider having a second source. But follow this rule. Beef up and then diversify. Do not divide attention when your first system is insincere. Learn to do one thing and then the other. Growth without control destroys them. The cognitive transformation to leadership. As income rises, you may mentor others, manage small teams, oversee projects. Leadership requires patience, clear communication, responsibility, emotional control. Leadership enhances leverage. Increasing leverage would raise income ceiling. Prepare for this shift early. Managing fear of loss. And when you get more than ever, then a new fear comes. Fear of losing progress. This fear may produce indecisiveness. Understand, skills do not disappear. Discipline does not vanish. Form is not evaporated. Your ability is greater even when income changes. Trust your growth. Defending focus during expansion. Increased earnings tend to create increased distraction. More messages, more meetings, more noise. Defend deep work by any means. Still, growth relies on targeted performance. Do not confuse being productive with being busy. Strategic risk-taking. Risks must be calculated to grow, not reckless leaps. Ask before major decisions. What is the downside? Can I absorb the loss? Does this align long-term? Manage risk enhances change. Stability is destroyed by impulsive risk. The multiple effect of consistency. At this point, did you go through the process? Competency had greatly enhanced. Discipline strengthened. Income shifted upward. Confidence stabilized. Structure matured. You are not guessing anymore. You are acting purposefully. Minor gains in months generate significant changes in the result. Guard against regression. Old ways will strive to reappear. Late nights, impulse spending, inconsistent work, comfort-driven choices. Recognize them early. Correct immediately. Regression is slow at the beginning and until it becomes apparent. Stay vigilant. Your 8th assignment. Objectively review your growth and income. Enhance savings and then improve lifestyle. Find one strategic expanded opportunity. Reject one low-value distractor. Optimize your systems and then go bigger. The growth must be not anarchic. Measured, not rushed. Intentional, not emotional. You are at the advanced stage of your 6 months transformation. Not just improving, not just earning, but not dumbly growing. Power is not how fast you grow. One is power, the ability to maintain growth. Part 10, learning to master time, energy, and long-term productivity. At this point, you have realized great growth. Your skill has improved. Your productivity has been boosted. Your speech and your confidence are keener. Your systems are in place. Your sources of income have been increased. You have built resilience. You have started to maintain affluence. Now the focus is mastery. Since real change is not quantified by spurts of action, it is quantified through whether one can perform highly over a period of years. The greatest resource of leverage, time. You've been taught the method of working productively. You have built systems. However, time demands a near sacred contact with time. Ask yourself, is it me who is in charge of my time, or is it time in charge of me? Am I spending my time on development or wasting in diversion? What is the way of making each minute meaningful? Time is finite. Time squandered is gone forever. The only leverage you have is your mastery over time. Energy management, time management. Time alone is not enough. In case of low energy, productivity is affected. The drivers of results are your clarity of mind, physical well-being, and emotional well-being. Track sleep patterns, exercise consistency, nutritional intake, mental downtime. Higher energy days expedite performance. On days when energy is low, there is no need to spend the day without any plans. Productivity systems of life. The 6-month activities that you have been carrying out are now plans to the next decade. Deep work in the morning. It should be reserved to high-value activities. Midday execution, a process of revenue-generating activities. Reflection and planning. Evening review. Layer this with task batching, weekly planning, delegation and automation. Systems are no longer experiments. They are your backbone of operations, the compound effect of microactions. It is based on microactions to build high performance, completing deep work daily, training and refinement of skills, making strategic contact with your network, process enhancement in small steps. These little measures add together. 6 months can change you. 10 months of constant work is geometrically more. Protecting against burnout. Growth is welcome with fresh demands. Increased client demands. Larger projects. Additional economic liability. High personal expectations. The antagonist of sustainability is burnout. Mitigation strategies. Scheduled breaks. Meditation or mindfulness meditation. Exercise routines. Repetitive work delegation. Demarcated limits of working hours. It is the endurance and not the intensity that makes the difference between short-lived and long-lived. The 80-20 principle applied. The majority of outcomes are a product of a few actions. Find the 20% of things in work that result in 80%. Get rid of or outsource low-value jobs. Pay attention to high-impact activities incessantly. This principle will multiply growth by not multiplying the effort. Mental resilience as a compete advantage. Difficulties are bound to arise at this level. Market shifts, personal setbacks, unexpected obstacles. Resilience does not merely consist of being tough emotionally. It is a capacity to act in a calm, strategic, and decisive manner. Attitude is now your greatest asset. Constant development and enhancement of skills. The work continues to date after 6 months. Learn in your field conscientiously. Learn from competitors. Explore new methods. Record and analyze results. Change approaches. The fact that you can learn faster than your peers is an advantage in your competitiveness. Strategic vision of the next phase. Changing is no longer responsive. It is proactive. Develop 1-year and multi-year objectives. Review progress monthly. Adjust systems as needed. Expect change in the market and life. You are guided by your vision on your daily life. Personal leadership. It is time to make your own architect of your life and income. Take long-term decisions. Become a mentor in order to strengthen yours. Make your daily decisions go in line with your vision. Be a leader of integrity and discipline. The influence and impact of leadership is compounded. Sustain mastery assignment. Check your existing practices on efficiency. Get rid of 1 low-value activity each week. Add 1 learning goal in a month. Plan energy management. Practice energy management daily. Rewrite your long-term vision. Intensity is not enough in mastery. It is brought about through organization, regularity, and deliberate everyday practices. It is no longer a process of change. It is turning into a lasting platform of the life and earnings you yearn. Through hard work, disciplined systems, and planned expansion, you are now on a level that very few people can get to. Part 11, Integration, Preservation of Wealth, and Mastery of Life. You've come far. In the past 10 parts, you have built skill and competence, trained unremitting discipline, increased concentration and efficiency, better communication and trust. Leverage systems have been put in place. grew revenues in a strategic manner, developed psychological strength, flexible development without self-destruction, conquered time and energy and long-term productivity. At this point, Part 11 concerns integration, of making sure that whatever you've been working on gets permanent, concerning saving your own riches, financial, emotional, personal, and creating a life to which you are in total control. Integrating, linking the dots. Change is not a run of separate accomplishments. It is a cohesive system. Skills feed income. Income feeds investments. Investments create stability and leverage. Discipline sustains action. Consistency is guaranteed through mental resilience. Effort is effectively changed into results through systems. It is your responsibility to relate all these pillars effectively. Assimilation avoids gaps in your development. It guarantees that growth multiplies rather than stagnates. Financial architecture, long-term. The richness is shaky without an appropriate organization. The pillars of long-term prosperity are income diversification. There are several streams that mitigate risk. Match each stream with your skills and advantage. Investment strategy. Value asset appreciation. Stocks, property, business equity. Do not write liabilities down. Savings and emergency fund. Ensure against unexpected disappointments. Maintain continuity when there is a temporary decrease on income. Tax and legal planning. Legally optimize to keep even greater amounts of your earnings. Protect assets from risk. Money should be used as a means and not as a self-evaluation. Liberty depends on the construction you make. Maintaining a mental and emotional wealth. Without clarity of mind, there is no sense in income. The way you intelligently spend, invest, and grow is dependent on your mental state. Everyday rituals to conserve emotional wealth. Calm, meditation, or mindfulness. Progress journals to monitor progress. Boundaries are used to prevent toxic environments. Restricting reactive decision-making. Planning of rest and recovery. Money and lack of clarity of mind are short-lived. Clarity ensures longevity. Habit integration. All the habits that you have developed are now your identity. To integrate fully, review your routines weekly. Strengthen your morning and evening practices. Monitor micro habits of skill, fitness, money, and mind. Make small, continuous improvements. Make sure that habit is consistent with vision. This produces automatic success. When patterns are based on identity, work becomes easy. Scaling your influence. The more the wealth and skill you possess, the more influence you have. Mentor others. Write about your experience and knowledge. Collaborate strategically. Create relationships which give mutual development. Money is less influential than it is an influence. Opportunities are enhanced by who you are known by and how you are viewed. Legacy thinking. Along with the money, consider influence. What will be the tale of your development? What is your role model to the family, friends, or society? What can you do today to generate long-term value in other people? The thinking of the past compels actions that are not related to immediate satisfaction. It makes growth significant and sustainable. Life mastery. Coordinating all realms. Authentic change encompasses all spheres of life. Health, physical, and mental health. Relationships, strategic, supportive, and meaningful. Finance, building, defending, and capitalizing on wealth. Skill competency. The skill is an aspect of generalization, which means a learner must continually enhance a specific skill to succeed in a particular task. Human. Skill continuous improvement skill is a component of generalization whereby the specific learner is required to keep on improving a particular skill in order to achieve success in a specific task. Attitude. Strength of character, concentration, and composure. Balance is not a compromise. It is a well-coordinated expansion. Each sphere reinforces the others. Insurance against complacency. The more you would reach, the higher the risk becomes of comfort. Do not be caught by the fallacy of first successes. Continue refining systems. Reinforce routines. Seek new challenges. Long-term transformation is killed silently by complacency. Always remain vigilant. The 6-month metamorphosis prolonged. The initial 6-month plan was a catapult. This is now a roadmap of the next 6, 12, 24 months, and so on. Further grow income in a planned approach. Increase investments and assets. Strengthen the mind and emotional management. Make traditions and rituals part of self. Network and influence strategically. Plan saving and far-off effect. The 6 months are over, yet you are still changing. Your final assignment: revise your sources of income and make all of them stable and scalable. Protest and streamline your systems. Nurture daily practices that are consistent with identity development. Formulate a 12-month strategic plan. State goals that are long-term legacy and make daily actions in line with these. Make yourself constantly learn and develop skills. Your next mission is integration, sustainability, and mastery. The groundwork is established. The mechanisms are developed. The attitude is honed. You have ceased being the same person you were 6 months ago. You are transformed. You are disciplined. You are strategic. You are resilient. You are growing in all walks of life. This is not temporary. This is permanent. Your vision has now been matched with your life and income. You are prepared to work in a place where most will never get. And you have changed. But now that is just the start of it. Your future is in your hands. Execute daily. Protect your systems. Grow strategically. And lead a life of your own to the full.